Get in here, get in here, get in here, best friends, because I'm going to teach you 5 easy to remember texting rules that you should absolutely never break when you are getting to know a guy that you like. Text message is a huge part of how we communicate, but it's especially a large part of how we get to know people, especially new ones. So when you follow these rules, it sets the stage for you to be able to quickly evaluate if someone's wasting your time. Because here's the thing, ain't nobody got time for somebody to be wasting our time, all right? Beyond that, it helps you to make sure that you communicate in a very feminine, soft way that you are to be taken seriously and you're not one of these girls who need to be played with, all right? Now, before I jump into these tips, make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel, all right? Hit that bell to turn your notifications as well. And when you leave your comment, leave your Cash App as well, because I am known to give away money. I think last week I gave away $1,000. The week before that I gave away $1,200. And I just randomly will choose someone who's commented on my videos, someone who I can see has followed me on all platforms, and someone who is lighting up my notifications, baby. It's my way of saying thank you to you, my best friends, for following me and supporting me. So let's go ahead and jump into tip number 1. Tip number 1, always give him back the same level of energy that he is giving to you. What that means is this, is that if he's making you a high priority, he's texting you back in a consistent manner, he's available, you know, he's really putting in effort, then you do the same thing. However, if he's somebody where he's all over the place, maybe one day he texts you back in an hour, the next day it takes him 4 or 5 days to text back, then baby, you give him back that exact same energy. Here's the thing that you have to remember about men, especially masculine energy men. If you give them greater priority in your life than they are giving you in their life, then you are subconsciously telling them that you have a low value. They want to pursue you. They want to have that woman, that guy who is highly coveted. They want that person that seems almost inaccessible. They want the trophy. So if you're letting him get back to you whenever he wants to, if you're letting him make you feel like you're a low priority while you're making him feel like he's a high priority, then you're not asserting your value. You're indirectly communicating to him that you're kind of chasing him, and that's going to turn him off, or he may eventually start putting his energy into someone else who shows their value to be higher than you're showing your value to be. Now, I'm not telling you to play any games or to do tit for tat stuff. I'm not saying that at all. The intention of this tip is to let him take the lead, to let him set the tone, because if you do that, then it allows him to feel like he's the leader within this, which definitely is a huge turn on for masculine energy guys. But also it protects you from putting in more energy into him than he's putting into you, so that you don't get your heart broken if it turns out that he just is not as into you as you are into him. So let's go ahead to tip number 2. Never, I repeat, never give into his validation seeking text messages unless he's of course earned it. So here's what I mean. Picture this, it's been a couple days since you've talked to him, and normally you would talk pretty consistently, but in this instance you've not heard from him in a while. He's clearly gone MIA, he's fallen off the radar, and then he hits you up with some text message talking about, I miss you. Girl, you better not respond to that with some I miss you too, or ask him where you been or nothing like that. Baby, you're not gonna put your energy out there. Because with this rule right here, I'm gonna save you from losing your power to him, all right? Because what he's doing is he is seeking validation, trying to deflect away from the fact that he's not been consistent, and also not acknowledging the fact that, hey, I know I've not been here. So what he's trying to do is distract you with an I miss you, hoping that you will validate him with the I miss you back, and then y'all can get back on track, but we're not doing that, okay? So here's how you're gonna respond to this one. When he does that, you never validate him back. You can respond back with a simple, aw, thank you so much, with a smile. You leave it at that. Or another way is, aw, that's sweet, thank you. And what you did right there is you have acknowledged him. You said, oh, that's sweet, yeah, sweet. Thank you, but you did not say I miss you too. You didn't go back and forth with him. You didn't do none of that kind of stuff. Here's why it is so important that you keep your power when you are texting with a guy, especially a new guy, is because the better the guy, the more options he probably has had and still has available to him. So if you present yourself as someone that he can walk all over and do whatever he wants with, then he will do that unintentionally, because remember what I said earlier, men tend to do whatever you allow them to do, of course, within reason. So with that understood, when you don't feed into that type of behavior, what you're communicating to him is, I'm not the one, baby, okay? I appreciate you reaching out, but I'm not gonna give you back validation at a time when you should be at the very least giving me some explanation for why you fell off the other face of the earth. You know what I'm saying? So what I say is this, is when they write that I miss you stuff, you simply say, thank you, or oh, that's sweet, thank you, and leave it at that. You can even put a little smile on it, but what you don't do is validate him. And to that point, let's go to tip or rule number 3. Never give into his passive aggressive text messages. Here's the number 1 passive aggressive text message. Hey stranger, I've been missing you. Girl, don't give into that. Please don't give into that. Because in that moment, yes, in some way he's acknowledging that he's missed you. Yes, in some way he's acknowledging it's been a while. I would love to hear from you. That's all fine and well, but here's my belief. We both grown, okay? If you not been reaching out to me and I not been reaching out to you, don't put that on me trying to call me, hey stranger baby. Just hit me up and be like, hey, how you doing? You know, would love to see you again soon. Can we jump on a call today? Whatever it is, just be a grown man about it. But here's the thing. Sometimes we got to train these men. So here's what you do when he reaches out with the, hey stranger, I miss you. Write something back that's real cute. You write back, of course you have, wink. Leave it at that. It's cute. It's giving him a little something, it's a little playful. You know, so these masculine energy men, they like a little challenge. But what you're not doing is going into some back and forth situation. Remember this, he wants a trophy, and a trophy knows their value. A trophy is not going to defend its value, it's not going to pursue and chase. Of course you have. Wink. And then the ball's in his court at that point in time. Let him go with the conversation from there. He's probably gonna say something like, oh, for real though, that's how you handle it? Of course, baby, that's how I'm handling it. How you been? Bam. You keep it going from there. It's fabulous. Now, tip number 4, do not entertain these one-word text messages. You know the worst one that gets on my nerves so much? When they send you that simple hey. Just hey, H-E-Y. I'm like, you are either bored or boring, okay? Why would you just send me that? You know you can do so much more than that. Start a conversation with me. Don't just do some hey. What they're doing in that moment is they're showing you, I ain't got nothing else to do. You came to my mind. I'm just saying hey, hoping that you will start talking, that you will keep a conversation going between us. That is not your responsibility. He reached out to you, and to that point, if you reach out to him, it's your responsibility to start the conversation and kind of make sure that it keeps some traction right there, because you're the one who's initiating it. So if he reaches out to you with hey, here's what you write back. Hey, exclamation point. He says, hey, you said, hey, balls right back in his court. Let him give the conversation at that point in time. You don't have to be passive aggressive and be like, oh, you're just gonna give me a one-word text message or something like that. Hey, leave it at that. If he does the one that I hate the most, which is WYD, what you doing? And just puts that there, then I write back, not much, WYD question mark. I'm throwing it right back in his court at that point in time. I'm not trying to be passive aggressive. I'm not trying to be petty. What I'm doing is I'm showing him, baby, you gotta come harder, okay? I have options, I have value, and I'm not sitting here trying to entertain some man. So if you want my attention, bring some entertainment to me in the same way I would do for you. Remember, what these rules are designed to do is not to push him away, but to train him on how to communicate with you so that he knows that you are not the kind of person who he should be wasting their time. Now for tip number 5, this only should be used on guys who have not yet shown you that you are a priority within their life, who have not yet shown you that they are going to give to you the same level of energy that you are going to give to them, all right? The tip is this: never be always available to them. What I mean by that is this: sometimes it is perfectly okay to text him back immediately if he texts you, especially if y'all are in a conversation that's very active. Then of course be active within that conversation. Don't seem like you've just fallen off the face of the earth in the middle of a conversation. However, if he texts you sometimes give it a little bit of space. You know, he texts you something, if you're in the middle of doing something, don't stop everything you're doing just to text him back. Text him back later. You can wait a couple minutes. You can even wait a couple hours. What I'm saying is you should not be communicating through your texting that you are always available to him unless he's already shown you that for himself. Remember, when it comes to dealing with masculine energy, you let them set the tone. If he is someone who's always available to you, very responsive, then you can do the same thing. You make sure that you time your responses and your availability to him directly based on how he communicates with you. Because remember this, a man of any value will not value you if you are always available to him, and he doesn't have to always be available to you. So what I want you to do is, if you like this video, video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up and make sure that you like, comment, share, and subscribe to this channel. And when you comment, leave your Cash App, because every now and again, I do give away money to my best friends. That's what I call my most faithful followers. Make sure you follow me on all platforms, which is MJ Harris Speaks. I'm on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. I'm everywhere, baby. And feel free to let me know any other topics that you'd like me to cover. Bye, best friends.